team, it should be a super team. You look about what Real was doing last year on Miami Heretics. I mean, he was one of the best subs in the game, so it could be a situation where they're just having a little bit of a dry spell right now, and we'll see it later on in the season. But right now, Hardpoint is not looking good. They were already kind of struggling on Search and Destroy, but right now they don't have any game mode that I feel confident in them in a series, and that is not the makings of a top team.
Yeah, and just quick tag on the Monster Energy pregame. 0-4 on Scar, Sneak 4-3 on the rest of the map pool. Well, they haven't played a raid, and they're 0-1 on Colossus, so literally no S&D map pool. And to me, that was the #1 issue last year why they couldn't get over the hump and get championships at the second half of the year. So they have to figure out their S&D, and you look at the roster, it should be sensational. Hasn't worked out.
It hasn't. Yeah, well, Drake's of course replaces Real there on the Miami Heretics, and it has looked great. I mean, a tiny little bump in the road to get us here, but they've found form as of recent. Heretics look like a very, very good squad. So, hey, sky's the limit right now. And you're right, Ali, on paper, KOI should be a very, very good team.
Because their opponents ready to hit the stage for the first time this tournament. Vamos! Here comes Miami Heretics. Trex, RenKoR, Super, and Metals. Ready to turn up here for the first time. Miami is in the building.
I understand the worry for the rookies taking the stage with the way that it has looked these past 2 days, but to be honest, when I look at this Miami Heretics organization, when I look at RenKoR and Super sitting next to Trakes, I just know they got him on lock and they got him feeling comfortable. This is Miami Heretics that probably don't feel like they should have been playing only on Friday. Let's get this started, Blaze.
They're looking about to touch down, looking to give their opponents chills. Get loud for Toronto KOI. Real, JoeDeceives, Kleenex, and Insight. Some of the most elite players we got in the league, here to remind us why we call them Kings of the North, Toronto KOI.
It just wouldn't feel right for this roster to go out first round. I mean, a tough series yesterday. That man on the far left of your screen looking to bounce back today, and it's a revenge match. He's going up against his old teammates. You know he wants to win this one. This KOI team is dangerous. Don't get it twisted. They can take over versus anybody. Let's bring out their opposition.
You heard it. Don't get it twisted, because they're...
Both teams need to have that in the back of their mind. Beat you to the punch. We're going to set up and get some good time, but already into the mix here at P1. Metals finds the first kill. Neither team want to hop into the objective until they had the map control, but Miami said, screw it, we're in.
Yeah, Miami have been great in hardpoint as of recently. 3-1 in January. They have looked really clean on the mode, and already getting a lot of space here to soak up some significant time over P1. RenKoR goes unexpected in the corner, and that's good for 2, and Toronto now gets spawned all the way out.
Our reigning Rookie of the Year in RenKoR, already having a pop-off moment, lines up a double in close battle with that AR in hand and allows the rest of his teammates to just keep on soaking up this P1 time. But now they are going to be late off the rotation over towards New. Players in the positions like Inside looking for a key one-on-one while you're getting overwhelmed with pressure if you are super through the bottom window. He gets one, but now it's a battle off the next.
Yeah, RenKoR's already found first blood over the top of the time Metals for this trade, and that will be enough for Miami to keep Toronto blanked. Not a Semtex that connects. Kleenex looking for some action over the middle of the map. Trakes with the response, and this has been perfected for Miami.
Yeah, it doesn't get better than this. You're allowing Miami to set up off the rotation, and this is what it looks like. A team that's basically unbreakable. Everyone whipping out an extra AR at times, watching it crosses on lanes, but this is when KOI can take advantage. No trophy systems in place. Stuns and nades lead to the openings, and the break is in.
Okay, first moment of life here for Toronto on that break attempt. They have not been good at breaking in hardpoint, especially in the month of January. So you'd like to see that, but you also don't want to rely on that as we get deeper into this map. 12 seconds of scrap time. Toronto finding the exit kills on this next wave, and they'll have a chance to set themselves up for early time at 3.
Yeah, this is perfectly played so far from KOI. Slaying your way at that old HP, now hitting the rotation through the middle of the map, not allowing anyone to slip by enemy lines. And now you win the rotation over towards that next HP. You just don't have the numbers that you realistically.
Now they've got the lead.
Yeah, and this is what Miami have to work on in their HP, is just setting up these breaks. They are the worst team in the league right now when they're not initially set up in towards the HP. You're going one by one, consistently getting picked off, inside on 4 in a row. Now you got trophy systems to keep you alive. This should be a flawless hold from KOI, and you earn the hell some of your insight.
Looking good as Joe cleans up the last Heretics member. Trakes is going to try to push forward to give this one more exit hit. try to finesse as much as he possibly can to try to set up a rotation win here for Miami. But Joe has gotten back up through mid-map, and he's got help with him. Kleenex are here to join him, and so yeah, you may have the rotation for now for Miami, but these are going to be 50-50 gunfights, and Joe already wins the first inside the hill.
They lose the first one in towards the HP, but Trakes through mid-connector is keeping the numbers on their side, so no need to be worried. Everybody focus on your angle, and Trakes is able to find 4 through the middle of the map to alleviate the pressure. Now you just set up for this next push from KOI. Everyone attacking through low dirt, but they're looking for an opening top mid.
Numbers still good for Miami, especially with the spawn still favoring them behind the hill. Real creates space to the front door. Metals gonna try to push him out, feeling good about the damage that he was able to put in, and does get himself his 4th elimination. Now Toronto, with only 27 seconds, are being bullied away from the hard point, and it's been this back and forth kind of handshake. 45 seconds here for one team, 45 seconds there for another. We've got an even game.
Yeah, it was a flawless P3 from KOI to give them the lead, and now a flawless P4 in response from Miami. So they can have the lead going over towards New. It's still going to be a battle for this final 10 seconds. Spawn's in favor of KOI, but you're not willing to give it up if you are Metals. And now it's off the rotation. The only player in a position for KOI is going to be JoeDeceives, but he's just trying to clear out a lane, knowing his teammates are spawning over towards Ring.
They'll try to break over the top of the hill, and they will be successful in that endeavor. Trakes last one left alive for the Heretics, just trying to control mid.
Yeah, you just need some mid control if you are KOI, trying to hold out to this HP, and that's a big trade there from Insight. Now you got to put some focus on him if you are the Heretics, but said screw him. Let's just attack the guy on the HP. Let's do that in favor of Metals. You have full control of the hard point, and Super and Metals are combining for kills all low side dirt. So Miami are keeping the lead on their side.
Yeah, even they get the elimination up top. So Toronto, with only 15 seconds left, are a bit split. And Kleenex is read perfectly by Super, who can now take the mantle right back up to top mid. You've got Trakes watching the pinch, and Toronto, they're just trying to flood their way forward, and they may have caught Super, but he finds himself some separation to at least guarantee one.
Locate 3, KOI have everyone off respawn. They got the time.
Been very, very back and forth. Miami, though, outside of the time. Metals working on a route as we jump over to take a listen in with the Heretics comms.
Nice. L1 conmigo. Pegar las piñas. Pegar las piñas. Ven pinchar en medio, ¿vale? Viene 4. Viene arriba la placa, esto coche, mal punto. Mucha outer, chavales. Outer una bala, chavales. Outer una bala nuestra. Venid para derecha, hay que pillar el medio, chavales. Cuidado, ¿vale? El medio para el medio. Estoy jugando derecha con el RenKoR. Bueno, se está mirando algo.
Well, you saw the setup and you hear the deflation. Miami trying to secure P2 by Hellstorm, but Toronto with the perfect response.
Yeah, they thought that they had it locked in. You got a guy early over the rotation. Hellstorm is in the back pocket. You get early comes to the 3-2 connector. Toronto in the driver's seat, and now they're looking to have the same exact response here to blow the game wide open. Uncontested for the first 25. Miami still trying to break through the front.
Oh, but Insight's committed here down low. Has to swap to the pistol. He gets figured out. RenKoR on the pinch. Numbers now for Miami to try to break their way on through, but Real, 6 in a row for him. Has both weapons to play with. Eyes up towards the back doors, and he's got help coming through. Window, 7 for Real. And he's going to take down his former teammates cleanly. 8 in a row. Toronto off to the races.
And now Miami are looking for the response again at P4, where they got the full 60 to keep themselves in the mix. But now you don't have the numbers. Thankfully, Super starts off with the initial gunfight. It's going to fall into the hands of Live and Frying, trying to set up Kleenex for the trade, but Super comes to life for a double. Miami secure the spawns, potentially for the final 30 seconds, but we gotta start thinking about that new HP. You're down 60, KOI aren't gonna be that aggressive. They should start thinking about that new HP. Oh. And with that kill going down, yeah, that's your last push. Miami get this time.
Okay, and they're gonna get an exit away from the hard point. Trying to cut it off will be Real at mid. Insight trying to find something down low. They're both gonna drop though. Miami's gonna get here first. Joe trying to color outside the lines. Not able to fully get in, but at least confirms the trade on the 1, and now Real's gonna respond with the Hellstorm.
But no one's in a position to get them off of this HP. Stuns and aids over the top. Try to get a break, but KOI hold it.
Yeah, you've got a fresh trophy system here. Surprisingly, that Hellstorm found a ton of connections, so Super has to call in one of his own. Hasn't hit anything as of yet. Here comes the call down. Metals for one, Super another. Hardpoint goes white. RenKoR with a big win up top, and Miami will be able to get back into the hill.
Yeah, it's just all about that mid-map control. Get the guy off the HP, have the ARs holding down the lanes, but they instantly get picked off. So KOI are looking for a quick break. Right back in for this final 20. You just got to check your corners, and you don't predict right. Drake signed up a double, leads to all 4 dead. Final 15 again to Miami, and we're going to the 3rd set now.
And you've got ARs up top right now for the Heretics. Starting to get a little bit intense. Drake's on the corner, stunned. Oh, good discipline. Able to get the hip fire for one. Real for the trade, back and forth we go. RenKoR, maybe the difference maker. Opportunity here for Heretics to get onto the hill if they want to, but they're looking for the kills, and RenKoR finds himself on 3 in a row.
Now that's all 4 dead. Someone hop in the HP, sit behind the blue barrel. They raid through dirt. Real strikes first. You have pressure through top ring. So for now, you just got to get off the HP. Play the kills if you can, but now JoeDeceives and Real strike for 2.
Drake's also drops top window. RenKoR, can he show up when Miami needs him most? Up and over the top, able to find one. Response from JoeDeceives, 223 plays 195. Shots from Metals are good. Hold on a second. You've got Drake's working on a bit of a route over through mid, but Toronto's in the hill, and they can't quite win here, but boy, they'll be darn close.
Yeah, Drake's knows that, so now you have to be aggressive through mid-cut. You cannot force your teammates to be in a man-down situation trying to get a break, but everything is being cut down. Cleanex lines up 3 in the feed. On 4 in a row, sets him free out for the trade, and they're early off the rotation, so Miami got to go, and they got to go fast. On 4 in a row, sets him free out for the trade, and they're early off the rotation, so Miami got to go, and they got to go fast.
Insight's already in the hard point. Drake's trying to cut over through mid-steps, able to find some damage in. 247, 195. Miami need to touch, they need to contest. Drake's finally able to get over, but did he find it? He kills? No, he cannot, and it's Toronto who strikes first. Real's going to get forward. Miami taking away space over towards poolside, and you also see RenKoR taking shots. He's got to read that this is a play through middle, and Miami will try to convert onto that. Good response from Joe. Smokes himself to safety, and Insight can provide coverage.
And you got info now on both players. On the side of Miami with Insight wrapping back to keep his teammate alive, so Joe's not going to waste any time. Get the objective planted, and most likely plus out towards Laundry.
Looks like that's going to be the case. Super and RenKoR opting to play this together. RenKoR will have the first look. Did he see the slide across? Sure seems that way. Insight now confirms that. A couple of tags come through. You can't drop here for your Insight. He at least is able to stay alive, but look at the space that Super's taken.
Time is still ticking though. So Insight, all you're looking for is information. Now you spot both. JoeDeceives is going to turn around and make sure he tries to assist his teammate. But with only 15 seconds, you got to get on the defuse.
Yeah, and Joe just playing the clutch up spot. Yep, able to find the transition over the course of that little 1v2 that rocks, and he may have seen a little bit. Yeah, sure seems that way, but Joe falls on the island. That is not good news for Toronto as Miami have full map control.
They're not going to play off of JoeDeceives contact. No, we're all stacked over towards the A side still, but Metals is in a position to keep the numbers on the side of Miami 4v2.
Yeah, and Metals just locks down top Laundry. So deadly, losing that kind of island player. Cleanex now stuck with just a pistol, nowhere to go. And honestly, that is just the extremity battle. Next offense looking more traditional, but Super off angle outside of Laundry takes down Cleanex at Art. Bomb collected, but an early first blood for Miami in the 4v3.
And now KOI don't really have a decision to make here. How much time do you want to waste to work your bay back over towards ring, or we're just going to walk into a blind spot at that B site? 30 seconds already gone away. And a lot of angles here for Super. Gets the information and lines up 3 on the round. Looking for the ace, just gonna get out of dodge. And it's a 1v4 for Joe.
Nowhere to go.
Hey.
Yeah.
They know that there's at least 2 on the backside of Tiki, and with all that pressure, most likely call-outs are coming in. So you're prepared for the pinch. You find the first blood onto Real. And now in the man advantage, want to take your time before you start thinking about this play call, but Drake's just going to take the pressure to him, catch this guy right around the corner, 4v2.
Yeah, nowhere to go here. You even got the bomb carrier Metals, making sure that the pinch stays safe, or is it? Pistol out for Super. Ooh, just able to salvage the fight. Now it is it to Joe, 1v2. Tries to keep himself alive by way of smoke. Super surely has found himself a weapon, and that's exactly the case. Picks up a stray AR, and that's... What does Trakes want to do with this route? Miami now working their way over towards Laundry. Insight trying to watch it. Able to hit the first shot. Off the reset, he gets himself a second. Now you need Trakes to show up. He doesn't know what to look at. Super able to connect to one of his own, though. The hunt is on for Super, but he's out of there. Meanwhile, Trakes has won a gunfight over towards Rocks. Gets a little bit of a read on one more towards Van off the reset. Has to force the gunfight. Real low. Pistol underneath the Van works out. But time is an issue. You gotta go. Insight for the 1v2. Has to try to stop this, but Trakes finds the kill. Just not in time. Super already dropped. No time for the defuse. For a quick approach on towards the B side, but Trakes gets a read that there is a defensive player playing up towards Tiki. That's Joe with the smoke down. And he's just gonna try to hop this nice pop-up, able to find Kleenex. Still holding the angle. Joe trying to give it a bit of a workout, but Trakes wants blood and finds it. 4v1 situation now is, it's just down to Insight.
And he has a sniper. Positioning already known. Finds the kill onto Trakes. How many more bodies do you want to throw at this if you are Miami? 2 players on the pitch here. Insight stands. No chance, but still hits that shot. Yeah, the sniper's a pretty good weapon.
Decision to be made here with the scope in hand. And he's going to try to back away. Has Insight close. Oh, mercy. Okay, 1v2 is still doable.
Keep giving him chances. He's not going to miss these shots. Now to 1v2, though. KOI get the bomb planted at B. Played the bedroom setup. M15 in the hand of Super. But 15 seconds are already gone away.
He's going to have to snap onto somebody right here. There's a little bit of intel. You're throwing the smallest shoulders in the world right now if you're Toronto. And Super just has not found good timing. Maybe here. Oh. Real wants to give him a workout. Super wins the gunfight. Are you kidding? Won't be time to play for the defuse, but Super's 10-2 as Toronto get us back to within a 1-round affair.
Yeah, Kleenex is trying to locate him, man. He doesn't want to have Super to have that sniper in hand anymore, but now Super is on 5 in a row.
Sure seems that way. No, Kleenex will drop. Just trying to slide the money. Not going to happen, and Super's even found a little shoulder there onto Insight. Looking to see if there's going to be a double pump up top, but no, not the case, and all of Miami are focused on it.
You keep taking chances, and he keeps on making you pay for it. So now the man advantage, you have information that they're stacked towards the backside of Laundry, so let's go for the push out. But they are prepared for this play. Real and Insight already find 2, and now Miami now man down.
Well, the timing, RenKoR was trying to get up top of the window, and oh my goodness, that little back off for Toronto. The timing is perfect. Blood for Toronto. Insight's 11-6. Trophy systems down. Hard AR focus, just spamming out the windows here at SIG, but Joe has the cutoff. Miami cannot confirm the damage that had been dealt. What a day. Also comes through nicely for Joe, now on 3 in a row, and Toronto have the numbers 3v2.
You already have Real taking a lot of space over towards B, so look what it's doing to Insight. It's just wrap it, get it down, potentially over towards basketball. Because JoeDeceives has so many angles he has to focus on. Just got to get it down.
And this post plant will set up over towards money window and the cutout side of the map here for Toronto. Super nearby, cleaning out Laundry. RenKoR trying to find something through the middle of the map. Joe's seen him though, and those are clean shots for JoeDeceives. Last one to find would be Super. He's been pretty unkillable though. But here at Toronto, just gonna full out burst forward, deal with it.
Better check your right spots as RenKoR is calm and waiting in the spawn.
And he doesn't need to make any sort of a move until there's contact towards A, which it looks like it's about to be on the way. Numbers here for Toronto. Like big focus, just trying to make sure they can work out Laundry. Trakes on the cross to find the first. That alerts Metals that he needs to peek, but maybe a bit too soon. Super though wins one more in the flank. RenKoR on the long route back over to Pillars. Numbers advantage for Miami. Time ticking against Toronto. Insight trying to get close to the bomb. Not going to be able to. We're going round 11.
And that's just too much respect given right there out of KOI.
Needs to go though. Defensive one will allow Metals to get in towards ring. All this battle happening at pool is very critical. RenKoR in some trouble, but does he get a read that 2 players are here? If so, yeah, you're gonna get Miami playing forward. Can you find the kills? Insight low, but somehow still alive. Super able to find first blood. Time becoming an issue. 22 seconds on the clock. Super, RenKoR finding kills. Can Joe use the clock as his biggest ally? Through the window, he finds the first. Trying to turn for more. Not the case. Miami able to respond in round 11.
That's an extremely icy round out of Miami. Because no one in a position to now Super taking space through mid. Sig doesn't finish the gunfight there versus Joe, and we're still having a mid-map standoff.
Yikes. We've seen some insane turn-ons That one may have taken the cake. Trakes on 2, make it 3 in a row, and they want to bully out the last couple of Toronto players. Now, whoa, the pistol doesn't quite finish the job, but Super has the last laugh, and Miami have a chance to control mid, but they're waiting on one more wave of kills. They do get the pull from RenKoR, but they lose Super forward.
All right, now they lose their lead blocker, so you're going to waste time off the rotation. Wait for people to get in front of you, so now it's going to fall into the hands of Metals. Trakes holding up mid-map, does find the initial kill. Now you can overwhelm your way with Trakes finding a double. That's 3 dead. This might be a score.
They get the pinch safe, but RenKoR tries to go forward by himself. They do find the first elimination, trying to hold on as JoeDeceives, not quite able to lock things down, and it's Super for the opening score, plus exit kills. Hold on, we can relay this with RenKoR coming off spawn.
Oh yeah, RenKoR already in the position. You just need your SMDs to keep finding their kills, but gotta take that extra space, and the ARs get it done. 3 dead in the feed. Last guy mid-cut, you get the trade, let's go.
Yeah, and you got the spawns all the way down towards the A goal. Super just lighting them up, bouncing between the generators, and he's got RenKoR. 5 in a row for Super. 2 scores quickly for the Heretics.
And now you need
does well to set up Metals for 2. Toronto still just playing a little bit of defense, a little bit of keep away over the top of the EMP. Joe seen up top. Wow, dude, Joe is just not losing gunfights. Stun will land. Joe eventually falls, and Miami's numbers now looking to make the possession play.
Yeah, you got 2 dead in your favor. You also find the 3rd player potentially, but the bullets don't connect on the Kleenex. Now potentially a bad time or a good time to keep the EMP safe as 3 go down. KOI cannot recover it with their numbers, but no one drops to it. Now you can go forward.
Yeah, you sure can, and you win a gunfight at Metals at mid, so Insight just kind of playing shoulders. Kleenex is able to give you 2. Wait for the trade onto RenKoR, and Joe provides it. Just make sure no nades of the top land. Insight, a little labor to get to the goal, but eventually able to get Toronto on the board.
The Miami players, and now you got a pinch there from Trakes. Push gets shut down. Map control in favor of Miami. Insight looking to make up for it. Lines up a double. Alleviates the pressure through the map. Teammates are now here.
Yeah, Joe can help make sure that this corner stays safe. Insight now off the regen. Able to help clean up as the team shots are perfect. Mid-map though, Real shut down. EMP resets, and Miami have the kills as they try to make their way back forward with 30 seconds and a half.
Yeah, now Joe just sees the finesse for as long as he possibly can. Gets one, tries to get out with his life. Almost ready for the second gunfight. Just not enough HP for the engagement. Now with only 20 seconds to go, KOI looking to tie the game up. Real even whips out an extra AR, and that's 2 dead, but the key fight was mid-connector. Insight, the guy who's gonna recover the EMP, he loses that. Metals finds 2, all play pushed away.
7 seconds, no one really close to picking up the EMP for overtime unless Kleenex can get there first. And just as he picks it up, he's taken down. One last dash, no one gets there, will exit the half.
And we wanna be the team winning the gunfights, but Metals does get caught. JoeDeceives already finds the 2nd kill. Just need to locate these final couple of guys. That's 3 dead. Last guy top window. Someone retrieve the EMP because you already have your lead blocker. Joe clearing out A.
Yeah, Joe is able to find his eliminations, but RenKoR saves the play at mid, so things will reset. Gunfight for Kleenex goes his way. Toronto now with numbers over the middle of the map, but they lose that forward member into Joe. Meanwhile, take a look at the route here from Super, way away from this battle. And if he can find a couple of spawn kills and his teammates can clean things up from the front, maybe there's a chance, but Joe gets the read, shuts it down, and Toronto now have numbers.
Yeah, now Toronto can recover the EMP, because look at how far Real got pushed up. Lee is ready to go. Can he get another one? He does not, but you give the information to your teammates. Now Insight watching the cross. That's going to be a freebie, and this is going to be a tie game, because not a single player from Miami in a position to stop him, and the movement good enough. 2-2.
Just barely able to slide under.
Gunfight to get this one in.
Nah, not going to be able to find RenKoR just anchored up on the boxes. Trakes through mid. Big gunfight here. Cannot win it versus Joe. So EMP in the hands of the Heretics, but they have to take a moment of pause here and wait for a play to develop. They may have just gotten one. Super clears outside towards ring. Metals going down low. If Super can find a gunfight or 2, should be a free score, but he doesn't necessarily cut off the cross. EMP down. Gunfight's going the way of Toronto. Trakes able to pick it up, but he can't quite score. Joe with a goal line save, and you're able to clear. RenKoR on the back has nothing, and Toronto saves.
Super fine too. It's just so now it's just looking for the perfect opportunity, looking for the opening kill. And Kleenex is the aggressor trying to set it.
Oh, they do find one though. Metals gives away his life towards A. Toronto making their way up the middle of the map. Real gives you one more. Shut down for RenKoR and Super, but Joe with a pistol out, can't quite touch. Maybe one last chance for Insight if he can win the gunfights. He's just diving for the score and will not be able to get there. 150 on the clock, Miami in possession.
Yeah, Cole just waiting for those pitches to develop. Back pocket, 1:40 to go. 2 kills in their favor. Lead blocker and Super sitting at top solar. Needs this one-on-one and he finds it. Let's go B.
Once more, able to find some damage.
Gotta slow down.
Taking a moment of the nade for RenKoR lands, plus he's able to win the gunfight. Late score for Miami. Insight gives you 2 on damage off the opening nade, but RenKoR perfect shots. Joe has to resort to the pistol, can't find the win. Insight, Kleenex trying to find a way to recover before the EMP resets. Super off the top rope with Trakes. Saves the day again, 40 seconds on the clock.
And realistically now, if you are Miami, yeah, let's just get that the hell out of here. We don't want that reset to go down with KOI having that control of the map. So play, keep away for as long as you can, but Super, he's the only one on the backside here. Everyone trying to watch across. KOI needs stuns and nades to connect to find an opening.
Joe will fall on the cross, 23 seconds. Insight off and trying to find the way through A. The rest of Toronto trying to isolate. Nade cooked up from Kleenex. There's no trophy system back here. The damage comes through, but trades are even. Last 9 seconds. If it's going to be a play, it's got to be through Joe, but Miami's fully prepared, and yep, just hold them in the back of the map. Miami's going to take map number 3 in a nail-biter. Has Kleenex set up. He does have that extra SMG in hand for now. Over the top, RenKoR shuts it down. KOI the hard point for now, but Heretics with numbers and now starting to work on that map positioning, making their way over towards P2. 20 seconds left, but every elimination going the way of the Heretics.
Yeah, now there's 2 players, make it 3 players for KOI, spawning all the way in Africa at yellow. Now it's going to fall into the hands of Insight. How long can you try to maintain this side of the map for your team? They have unaccounted for him so far, but his teammates aren't making his job even easier because they're not finding kills to get even nearly close to him, and now Drake's aware.
And now the Spidey sense is tingling, saying we haven't seen Insight in a while. Now they find him. A couple of tags out of Real. Has Drake's turned back, ready for the fight. Over the top of where the spawns are located. Super surprise from side door. Toronto just burst their way in. 3 kills will come through, leaving RenKoR by himself. Caught on the reload, able to at least get a couple of tags in, but Toronto will get the flip.
Yeah, the setup wasn't the best right there for Miami. There's no way KOI should just walk right through side door uncontested all the way across the map. Miami struggle on breaking, and P2 is very difficult to break when you're just trying to funnel your way through the front door, but here comes Drake through side door. He finds a double. This should lead to one for Miami.
Next, though, trying to give himself some space. Nade into the hard point, Insight on the cross. Nice shots, damage will account for another elimination. Still spawning close were Joe and Kleenex, but Insight might just do it all himself. Back into the hill with 10 seconds. The pre-fire works out for another kill. He's on 4, looking for potentially early streaks, but shut down as Miami will have rotation over to 3.
Yeah, they got rotation, and they're finding every single kill off the rotation, so uncontested blue side or bottom tunnel. And that opening nade from JoeDeceives now gives them the numbers and the pressure.
Little flub there from Trakes, trying to get the motion down towards tunnel. Still able to find one, but that's not enough to stop Toronto from getting into the hill. Miami with numbers from the front, also getting some connections with their nades. Trying to battle back, but Metals, he gets the opening too. Insight left alone, and he takes the gunfight. He will drop in Miami up the quick flip.
Yep. Quickly go 3 dead again. Miami a successful break here on Colossus for a good chunk of time at that. Just no one aware of their pinch, and as soon as 3 spawns up, you get the calm, but at that point it is too late. KOI clean up house at that old HP and now have rotation in their back pocket for next.
This is going to be a bang-out mixy battle, I'll tell you that. Super and Trakes from the front, able to make up for it. So now it's about trying to win over the spawns. Good gunfight win for RenKoR as he turns that into a second. Toronto now trying to force this overextension play. RenKoR in position for it.
Teammates are finding openings through the front, and he finds one on the backside. So you're going to overwhelm them with pressure. Spawn everyone across the map. Only one you don't find is going to be Super. But he pops a double, and Miami can have a chance here.
So much for all those break percentage stats you're talking about.
Colossus.
10 and 7 from Trakes. He gets 2 as Miami somehow find themselves back into the hard point with 20 to fight for. Toronto trying to battle back in with one last hit from the front. RenKoR down and safe, pops up. Insight too far away to really contest, and it will be a lead for Miami as we go to new.
Yeah, a 30-point lead as we end our first sets of hard points for the Heretics. More efficient off the rotations, better on their holds. Now KOI spawning on the back foot of that old HP, but they're finding the kills off of the exit. Win the rotation technically over towards P1, and now the aggressors trying to flip them behind.
Nice kills coming out. Kleenex trying for one more, but pushed aside. Hardpoint open for now. Toronto with a chance to surround.
Dominating the statue control as Kleenex lines up a double. All four dead again. JoeDeceives watching the OE. Toronto have taken control of this game.
A perfect line of scrimmage starts to be developed here for Toronto, but Metals, he catches one over towards the overextension, not the second. The nade over the middle also not creating enough space for Miami to work with. So Toronto will open up P2 to their name. Insight keeping the extension safe. But now here comes the hit from the front. Scrambling back our Toronto to try to assist, and Real's already dropped. Chance for Miami to hit this from the front.
And these RenKoR nades are so impactful. Finds the opening kill. Now you have the numbers to flood your way through the gates. But RenKoR with the team kill instantly takes that away. So KOI hold on to the first push. Still 30 seconds to go. And Miami haven't scored a point in quite some time. It's wrong. And now JoeDeceives finds that break.
Can hold down this tunnel position. Metals trying to be bullied out. Stun lands, but does not matter. Joe back to full health, 3 in a row. Trying to play off the corner. Free fire comes through, able to find himself another. Toronto really starting to cook for Miami in the hill. We'll take a look to see how KOI comes through this break attempt with the Toronto listening.
All good. I'm gonna be on a catch up. Yeah, coming left, okay?
Yo, down, rush it out. Mid out's weak, keep down. Rush it out, okay?
There's one shot. I'm looking at such out. There's a great streak, one shot. He's one shot, I think. He's back out here. I'm trying to get him.
Yep, there's one close.
You're back there,
I think. Definitely
Yo, okay, lay down.
got you. One more back right. Back right.
Absolutely vibe.
Yellow as well.
Don't worry.
Down at side yellow.
Really big P1.
Absolute P1.
I'm one shot.
Back right. I had one from RenKoR.
P1 behind you.
You want the yellow?
I'm one shot.
Order.
Absolutely.
Look this side.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Where's the yellow? One shot yellow. Only one time against. One goes under now. You want that time? He's on RCP. Have to about.
I'll shoot him on the wall.
Manage to hold the same.
On hold, weak. There's two
Yours
hold.
RenKoR. There's one of them.
RenKoR down.
One more hold, I think. Two hold.
Huge hold for Miami. Now in the lead by about 10 points. We get to our third set. And honestly, this just feels of who wants it more, Joe or RenKoR. They're both taking over.
Yeah, it's just a back and forth game, man. An 11-point difference. KOI, though, have lit up the kill feed at the right time. Looking for another lead change. Joe picking up the OE, wins his one-on-one. You find the second in towards the HB. Now you know Miami, the only way you get a break on this hard point is through statue. So Kleenex needs to value his life, but this is why you have the teammates to try to alleviate that pressure. But super lines up a double. Here come Miami.
Yeah, a little pop-up, little whack-a-mole situation on the jump through statue. In Miami, clean out the hard point. One more contest. Trank super dancing with one another as they're able to clean things up and get themselves into a dead tie game. Last opportunity here with 15 seconds. Looks like Toronto are going to give it away and try to play the setup of RenKoR. A key opener, and now Super's got some clearance, but it's all shut down by KOI.
It's 2v4 hold so far, and Kleenex and Inside able to locate all four.
Life a little bit easier for Kleenex. Inside able to find his trade. You've got Joe creating space from the front while Insight locks the spawns in. Miami, a mile away, trying to hit this for multiple points of interest, but this is taking time.
They're looking for the perfect setup, but they at least find the opening kill.
Huge.
Now it's all about these trades or statue. You're going to be outnumbered if you are Kleenex, but you're still making something out of nothing. Weak players all around. Spawns now flipping, and Miami will have one man standing. KOI right back in.
20 seconds on the clock to fight for here. Toronto getting a little bit of space to work with his Tranks, trying to find something at mid, but he's shut down by Kleenex. 13 seconds of scrap. Spawn's moving a touch here. Super, maybe unexpected from behind, could save this rotation. He finds the first, but not the second. It's going to come down to a 1v1 over top of P3, but Inside has to wait.
Yeah, Miami have tunnel control.
He's 233 to 203. Heretics with the numbers. They find themselves back into the time.
So far holding, finding every kill that they need to. 30 seconds still counting here at the P3, and now you got pitches in developing from the rookie. He doesn't find a kill though, so now Toronto have the numbers. Gotta go.
Super from the front, able to find one. Kleenex, no, not quite able to find all three. RenKoR staying safe, not able to deal with JoeDeceives. 235, 214. Good nade from Joe. Gives himself space and time to work with. Opportunity here for Toronto just to see this thing over the finish line by heading to new, and they're finding the kills over the top of the old time.
You have to contest this if you are Miami, and the contest doesn't come in, so do you get this final tick? And KOI do just that. Ice up at the ending of that hard point. Colossus hasn't treated him well.
Trying to make his way back over to read B as Insight, but he's so far away that Dojo is now a threat. Nades coming out. Really well placed by RenKoR, gives him the opportunity to plant. And the post-plant setup is going to rely on what Miami sees here. So if they want to get Dojo, but it's not a guarantee.
And there's two players on both opposite teams hitting long routes. Super on one end, Joe on the other. The chaos is brewing over towards this B point, but Super's impact will be felt. Joe, you gotta strike.
Oh, but Super gets a second, so now you can push out towards Dojo. Even if Joe finds this kill on the flank, even if he doesn't, so they may not make a difference. Super's impact felt first, and Miami get the opening round.
Joe was in that spot.
Pressure saying, hey, we can retake through Dojo here. And they get first blood. Trake's able to find it onto Joe. They also take shots towards Real. Metals follows up a perfect defense. And so now for Kleenex at Insight, you need to make a decision here because you don't want to lose the scope early, and you may find yourself just trying to play for a pick and then deciding, do we save, especially now that Super is involved, but Insight does connect. Maybe a chance, but Miami are now looking for the full flood retake.
They still have the man advantage, and time is ticking away. KOI just trying to disengage from this side of the map. Can they get to the A site in time before Miami gain that info? They've already gained it, and now RenKoR on the rat back.
Kleenex can plant. Watching the small door cross his Insight. Miami gonna try to hit this from terrace side, and they find the bomb planter. So now Insight is trying to keep his life. Miami on the hunt, and that is a huge shutdown for Miami. 2-0 up, but Miami once again showing pressure. A different way, and Super lands onto Insight, wide open A site, especially now that Trakes gets a read that he's being hunted on the B side of the map.
Oh, he gets so much information, is just now finessing his life. KOI thinking we had a chance to make it a 3v3.
What a call.
But now have to retreat. Trakes has that info. And now you're just waiting. Wait for Trakes to be the initiator.
Yeah, crossfire set up on the post plant on A. Trakes behind the play, finding freebies. Oh, it's absolutely beautiful from Trakes. What a call. Wants to try to clean up the round himself, but Kleenex responds. Still, though, would have to be a 1v4. Even though he pushes Super off of his angle, this next step is the most difficult one, and there's just nowhere to go.
Way too clean of a round there for Miami.
Trying to come back to the play to see if they can get any information. They're going to leave Trakes on the other side of the map, and it's a quick plant with no contact for Toronto. They're going to set up this post plant 4v4 on their terms.
The Metals is instantly here to at least find the exit kill.
What a shoulder.
First blood already down. Now Trakes trying to work this late pinch. Trades go down 3v2. And now Trakes is in the mix. You have the numbers.
Yep, just going to clear out the side door. Keep all these battles over to the rooftop.
Off the map.
Yep, just body block you off the map. Last player, rooftop side is Kleenex. He's stuck with really nowhere to go. And yep, another flawless round for Miami.
I feel like they have three players who like to play with a similar play style. And now Joe just trying to single-handedly take it into his own hands. Gets picked off. Hellstorm now reigning supreme for Miami. All information gained. It's a 2-1 split. Bomb should try to get himself down, but it does it. And now you still have the numbers here at B.
Just cross your T's, dot your I's. Let the Hellstorm fall, hit the smoke,
It goes
make the
Metals.
plant, and Metals is behind the play. Plus RenKoR hits another nade, dude. Oh. Yep, that will work. And I get it, if you're Toronto, like, you know you're going up against a Hellstorm, you have to try something. It's been perfect. Oh, and Miami's gonna hit him with a curveball. Oh, mercy. What a call this is. Super will watch your outer, everyone else gonna go on the inside. Finally, Toronto come away with the gunfight win, so it's a curveball that gets hit out of the park here for Toronto.
1v3 for Super. Just don't give him a freebie. Know that Real's still nearby, but just picks the wrong direction, and finally KOI. With the aggression.
Take Dojo, set up your post plant there. Really good smoke again to slow down Toronto. Defensive nades on this post plant now starting to come through. His Insight is able to find first blood. RenKoR in some trouble at 10. Dealt with by Real. Trakes trying to find the response, but only gets one. Just down to Super. 14 seconds on the clock. Needs the hit. Finds the first. Joe still holding and will just get it over the finish line as Super tallies another. 2 in a row though for Toronto.
Ooh, you lucky he didn't have an angle. Flips on its head. Trying to hold the post plant from Dojo is ideal. And Real has the pitch covered. It's all about stalling out the game clock, and Miami are wasting a lot of time.
Yeah, you can see though Toronto are not guaranteed with confidence that there's no one on the long flank. So there's an opportunity here for Miami to try to run their way through. There's also a trophy system for Clinics, but he doesn't place it. So now there's a smoke here for Miami to work off of. Joe in the corner, still staying alive and healthy. Able to find one. Response from Clinics to another. RenKoR mid-mid shut down, and Toronto are starting to put them together.
Okay, I know we said earlier you could throw away some of these rounds.
Back off and try to reset the defense.
We see the way that KOI are playing this. Let's shut down this A site. Use the hell for information to shut down everything at B. You're going to force Miami to be indoors. They just don't do anything active-wise, but you do find a kill, so man advantage for KOI.
Can't plant yet either if you're Miami. You need to find an elimination. Oh, or you are going to commit to it if you're RenKoR. Bold, but it works out. Metals making sure no one crosses at mid. Same can be said for Super on the other side. Both players now under pressure. Metals gets one, slips away, but CleanX has a chance to double down, and he will. Super, last one left, tagged up, held very far away from the bomb, and it's a quick recovery here for Toronto. 6 in a row for Joe, but all of a sudden CleanX is cross. They do get Real forward. Miami have to be careful of this, and Toronto going to back off and take their numbers to beat.
Yeah, he just wants to make sure you keep your teammate alive in RenKoR, just in case an SFC decides to jump up through the window, but now your back is exposed. They get the info, they get the first blood. Bait and switch potentially for the second. Trakes has to make a play.
Real just needs to get one from this position. Tags her out. He's under pressure though. No help nearby. 3v3. Drake still staying alive outside 10. Up and over. He's able to find himself one. Hold on a second. Miami now starting to overwhelm. CleanX stuck in the corner. Looking for contact around the smoke. He's able to find Drake, but no. RenKoR with the kill. Just down to insight. Finds himself two. Can he get to the 1v1? Get out of the corner. He can't get away. And Miami are able to find the final word in this series.
And the rookie gets the last slap. It was a Game 5 duel to start the season. Everyone was saying Real potentially should have stayed, but he decides to go to the opposition. And you're bringing a new face all the way from South America. And the guy is not afraid to make plays. Miami.
And the Miami Heretics, everybody. Woo. Vamos, man. That series was a hot one. Going to game number 5, man. How does it feel to get your first win on the main stage here in the CDL in front of all these fans, Trakes?
I mean, this is my all-time dream. I always dream about it, and playing with this beast is just like, it's beautiful, you know? Like, I feel great.
It is a beautiful scene here to be on this stage, and everyone's in love with you, man. Let's talk about this series. It was a dirty Neslo here in this one. You guys dropped both of the respawns. What could you guys have did better to take those respawns? Because we know you guys are a really good respawn team, but you were falling short.
I mean, we are making a little mistakes on map. Now we're gonna fix it and focus on it. But we're confident in ourselves about winning about Neslo. You know, fuck it. If we're gonna do a Neslo, we'll do it.
You're gonna do what you got on it and almost force another 11. You know, what did you guys do right in that series?
I mean, having Super with a sniper was the best shit. Always taking first blood. I make some first blood. After they were doing the comeback, we just say, let's keep the same energy, you know? Yeah, that's it. I don't know how to explain it, but we just knew we were winning that shit.
Yeah. You guys never, lost confidence at all. And so now, here with the Miami fans, at first they were like, is this going to be the guy to replace Real and be here on the team? And I think you proved today that you are that guy, all right? So now, what do you want to say to the fans that's been supporting you guys? You can say it in English or Spanish as they continue to cheer for you.
I want to say in Spanish. Muchas gracias a toda la gente de Latinoamérica, de España, mi familia, mis amigos. Orgulloso de representar a Argentina, toda Latinoamérica. Los quiero a todos y take my bomb.
You heard him right here. Thank you to all the fans. That's going to do it with me and Trakes here on the stage. Chris, take it away.
Congratulations, Miami Heretics. A huge W here in front of the fans.